My name is Sabrina, and I will be reciting The Lover's Errand from The Courtship of Miles Standish by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So the strong will prevailed, and John Alden went on his errand, out of the street of the village and into the paths of the forest. All around him was calm, but within him commotion and conflict. Must I relinquish it all? He cried with a wild lamentation. Must I relinquish it all? The joy, the hope, the illusion. Was it for this I have loved and waited and worshipped in silence? Was it for this I have followed the flying fleet and the shadow over the wintry sea to the desolate shores of New England? This is the hand of the Lord. It is laid upon me in anger. This is the cross I must bear, the sin and the swift retribution. So, through the Plymouth woods, John Alden went on his errand, gathering still as he went the May flowers blooming around him. Puritan flowers, he said, and a type of Puritan maidens, modest and simple and sweet, the very type of Priscilla. So I will take them to her, to Priscilla, the May flower of Plymouth, modest and simple and sweet. As a parting gift, I will take them, soon to be thrown away, as is the heart of the giver. So through the Plymouth woods, John Alden went on his errand, heard, as he drew near the door, the musical voice of Priscilla, singing the 100th Psalm, the grand old Puritan anthem. Then, as he opened the door, he beheld the form of the maiden, seated beside her wheel, while, with her foot on the treadle, she guided the wheel in its motion. Over him rushed, like a wind that is cold and keen and relentless, thoughts of what might have been, the weight and woe of his errand. So he entered the house, and the hum of the wheel and the singing suddenly ceased. For Priscilla, aroused by his step on the threshold, rose as he entered and gave him her hand in signal of welcome, saying, "I knew it was you when I heard your step on the threshold, for I was thinking of you as I sat there, singing and spinning." Awkward and dumb with delight that a thought of him had mingled thus in the sacred psalm that came from the heart of the maiden, so he stood there, abashed, and gave her the flowers for an answer. Then they sat down and talked of the birds and the beautiful springtime, talked of their friends at home, and the Mayflower that sailed on the morrow. "I have been thinking all day," said gently the Puritan maiden, "dreaming all night and thinking all day of England. You will say it is wrong, but I cannot help it. I almost wish myself back in old England. I feel so lonely and wretched." Thereupon answered the youth, "Indeed, I do not condemn you. Stouter hearts than a woman's have quailed in this terrible winter. Yours is tender and trusting, and needs a stronger to lean on. So I have come to you now with an offer and proffer of marriage made by a good man and true, Miles Standish, the captain of Plymouth." Thus he delivered his message. The dexterous writer of letters did not embellish the theme, nor array it in beautiful phrases, but came straight to the point, and blurted it out like a schoolboy. Even the captain himself could hardly have said it more bluntly. Mute, with amazement and sorrow, Priscilla, the Puritan maiden, looked into Alden's face, her eyes dilated with wonder, feeling his words like a blow that stunned her and rendered her speechless. she exclaimed, interrupting the ominous silence. If the great captain of Plymouth is so very eager to wed me, why does he not come himself and take the trouble to woo me? If I am not worth the wooing, I surely am not worth the winning. Then John Alden began explaining and smoothing the matter, making it worse as he went by saying the captain was busy, had no time for such things. The words, grating harshly, fell on the ear of Priscilla, and swift as a flash she made answer. Has he no time for such things, as you call it, before he is married? Would he be likely to find it, or make it, after the wedding? That is the way with you men. You don't understand us. You cannot. After you have made up your minds, after thinking of this one and that one, choosing, selecting, rejecting, comparing one with another, then you make known your desire, with abrupt and sudden avowal, and are offended, and hurt, and indignant perhaps that a woman does not respond at once to a love that she never suspected, does not attain at a bound the height to which you have been climbing. This is not right, nor just, for surely a woman's affection is not a thing to be asked for, and had for only the asking. When one is truly in love, one not only says it, but shows it. Had he but waited a while, had he only showed that he loved me, even this captain of yours, who knows, at last might have won me, old and rough as he is. But now, it never can happen. Still John Alden went on, unheeding the words of Priscilla, urging the suit of his friend, explaining, persuading, expanding. Spoke of his courage and skill, and of all his battles at Flanders, not to be laughed at and scorned, because he was little of stature, for he was great of heart, magnanimous, courtly, courageous. Any woman in Plymouth, nay, any woman in England, might be happy and proud to be called the wife of Miles Standish. But as he warmed and glowed in his simple and eloquent language, quite forgetful of self, and full of the praise of his rival, archly the maiden smiled, and, with eyes overrunning with laughter, said in a tremulous voice, "Why don't you speak for yourself, John?